I sat in that office for 2 weeks and I was miserable. So I called them and I said, I'm not doing this. So I quit.
Whoa.
Sometimes I'm like, what is going on in me? Because I'm brimming with ideas. At the core of all of these things I'm talking about, I still want to make money. I said to myself last year that the only thing I didn't try to do was to open a police station. You got excited about these things, say at the start of the year, you know that new year energy. And then by end of Q1, I'm like, beg, nobody really sent me any of these things. I don't want to be defined, or I don't want the word quitter to define me. I came from Lagos. It was my first time out of the country. I'm walking on the streets and why am I seeing your television? Because in Lagos, once somebody is seeing your television from outside, they are planning to carry it. Don't be a user. When people pour into you, make sure you pour back into them. So why am I here thinking about an AA meeting for creatives? Lazy creatives. I'm Tolu and I'm
a struggling creative. What is the visual presentation used to sell an idea to a client called?
PowerPoint.
Excuse me?
That's very bad. Sorry, because you said so. And because we're in Canada, Drake, views,
Oh God. When do you give up? Never.
God is the actual creative. Look at the world that he made. If God has placed something in you, you have to make it happen.
Hey guys, we need to talk. I noticed a lot of you watch this podcast but are yet to subscribe to the channel. Why? Like seriously, I'm just messing. But seriously, a lot of you watch this channel and are yet to subscribe to the channel. So please do me a favor and check that you're subscribed to the channel. It goes a long way in helping us. As you can see, we have improved on our set and our production. The team is working tirelessly behind the scenes to bring you the best conversations, to bring you this quality of production. And the only way we can improve that is to keep increasing our numbers. It helps us to grow in tremendous ways. I also have a KPI before the end of this year to get to 10,000 subscribers. So please help us to get to that goal. But before we go, my co-producer has a word for you. Abby.
Hi, Mo.
Hi, what's up?
Good. Okay. Guys, you heard what he said. Please subscribe to our channel. Help us grow. And we promise you to bring the best conversations.
So let's jump into the episode and I hope you enjoy it. All right? Great. Tolu, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Excited to be here.
Thank you for being here. I'm always excited when a lady steps up for, being a guest here because I feel like you guys just have a way of telling your stories. And also, like someone like you, I know you have a peculiar story from our initial conversation about your journey being a creative. So just to, get us started on this episode, when we chatted, you described yourself as a writer's writer, right? And a quitter, and then an upcoming artist. I mean, those are like different things. So which of them actually defines you today?
It could be all three, but I would go with quitter.
Why is that?
Because like I mentioned to you during our initial conversation, I've started a good number of personal projects that I've not seen them through. And it's quite frustrating sometimes, even for me, that, you got excited about these things, say at the start of the year, that new year energy, and you want to do this, you want to do that, and I have everything written down in my notes. And then by end of Q1, I'm like, beg, nobody really sent me any of these things, And then I push it aside, and then I'm moving on, and I'm getting excited about the next set of things. But the good part of that is I feel like I'm grateful to God that I have the opportunity to be excited for things every now and then. I don't know if that makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
I always find new things to be excited about.
Redundancy is the opposite, which is
exactly.
like doing the same thing forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm like, what is going on in me? Because I'm brimming with ideas. Like I said to myself last year that the only thing I didn't try to do was to open a police station, because I wanted to do everything. And then I had to sit myself down and tell myself, calm down. You need to focus on one thing, right?
Yeah.
So I've dabbled into iPhone photography and on TikTok, yapping. I'm talking about writing a children's book and then actually starting it this week. And I'm writing an ebook about journaling. I'm like several number of pages in. And I say quitter because all of these things exist simultaneously. I've started all of them, but I have not finished them. So I don't want to be defined, or I don't want the word quitter or that label to define me, but it's the, let's say, label that I identify with the most as of this moment. Yeah. Maybe as of last night would have been upcoming artist because I was trying my hands on the guitar that I just got.
Interesting. I mean, I won't lie, a part of it feels familiar. I think a lot of people struggle with this. And I was going to ask you when you were speaking, another question that ties to this about like New Year resolutions. Do you actually believe in New Year resolutions?
I feel like it depends. I'm of the opinion that people should be allowed to believe in whatever they want to believe in. So if you want to make resolutions, if it works for you, go ahead and do that. On the other side of that is a new year, just like a new day or a new week or a new month, is an opportunity to start your life over.
Right.
And we're not going to lie that a new year is huge. And yes, we can say it's just a calendar and you can control the timing of your life, but like it's the start of a new season, right? So if you decide that at the beginning of the year you want to change your life in a certain way, so I always make a joke, I say new year, new me. And other years I say new year, old me, because like nothing is moving. Right. I'm just the same old person. But like I know for sure that at the beginning of some years, for example, this year, I made some decisions. I decided to stop some things. I decided to start other things. I will not call them resolutions. I'm just using the opportunity of that new season to kickstart some things in my life. So I wrote down goals, for example, and I'm following them. I'm looking at them. I'm making reference to them. I'm ticking things off and all of that. So yeah, New Year resolutions, whatever the label you decide to give to it, quite valid, depending on how you approach it. I know some people say, at the beginning of a new year, they say, this year I'm going to stop maybe smoking or drinking, and then
yeah, I think the most popular one is the gym.
Hit the gym,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel also that sometimes goals are actually quite shit. I think that you don't want to tie yourself to a goal. I don't tie myself to goals in some areas.
So
for
then
example,
how then do you measure?
For example,
Okay.
I'll use an example. I read a lot of books.
Okay.
I'm not the type of person to start the year by saying, I'm going to read 50 books this year. As how?
But then, in arguments, for a counter perspective, to say that you don't set goals, how then do you measure like achievements or something to work towards? Because I think that's the idea of a goal. And I think I read something as well about setting big goals. Can't remember the author particularly, but saying something around like when you set unrealistic goals, then it gets you to walk in a way that is like quite faster or more efficient than you normally would. So even if you don't attain that very high level goal, at least you get close, or you make changes in your life that get you to get close to that achievement. So for example, if you said 50 books a year, maybe you start to have a routine, or you start having some discipline around your hours, your screen time, and then you're able to now, maybe you did 20 books last year, you can now adjust to do higher this year kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the thing about life and the world that we currently live in. A lot of people have opinions. But I believe independent thinking is important. You also need to know yourself. You need to know what works for you.
True.
So for me, for example, like I said, I set some goals at the beginning of the year. But I feel like those goals are mostly tied to like bigger facets of my life.
Okay.
Such as, I want to get another degree. That's a goal. But when it comes to things like, oh, I want to go to the gym this number of times, I don't know what like the next 1 or 2 weeks of my life will look like. I don't know if I'm going to come back from work exhausted. I don't know if I'm going to have to like go out late in the night for whatever reason. Because I rarely work out in the morning, so I go to the gym at night. I don't know what is going to come up. So I'm not going to say, oh, this year I'm going to go to the gym 4 times a week. Who am I really deceiving? Or I'm going to read 55 books. With the books, for example, I always say that I don't set goals for that because I'm not reading to catch up to anything. I'm reading for leisure. So it doesn't really matter if I read 5 or 50. I'm just doing my thing. I'm not tied to it. I'm not in a place where, oh, I've set 50 and then by August I've only read 10. Then I'm now crying. I'm worried about how I'm going to meet my goal. I'm not going to put that kind of pressure on myself.
So it's a
right?
pressure for you.
Exactly. So I don't want that pressure. I just want to do it and just enjoy it. Because I always also say that, who says I'm going to see the end of the year?
Okay, that's dark, but okay.
I know, right? Another thing I would say about goals is I think that, which is contrary to what you said about setting big goals, I think it's more realistic to set like smaller goals.
There's also that school of thought.
So rather than set an annual goal, set monthly goals or weekly goals.
There's also that.
So I'm going to go to the gym 3 times this week. If I don't make it next week, I won't cry.
Yeah, there's also that. There's a definition or a way of saying that. I think is the like little drops, kind of.
Exactly.
1% rule. You know, Stephen Bartlett was about that. The 1% rule. About little improvements.
Exactly.
That add
Exactly.
Cumulatively to a bigger. You know.
And it's less overwhelming.
Yeah, I agree. I agree to an extent. I think both sides. For me personally, I use both in different ways. The 1% rule about like daily or more constant improvements, and also like higher level, longer term goals. Exactly. I also implement them in some way, but it's all about balance in a way for me personally. That's just me.
Yeah, I agree.
Interesting take on that. Okay, let's move to the next part of our conversation. So we're talking about your creative journey now. Like, you've dabbled into different things, right? But amongst all these things that you've done, what's the most unhinged thing that you've done to actually like level up, like either to improve yourself as a creative or maybe to get ahead in life, you know, get more pay, get the next role, whatever?
So I was at my first job in Nigeria. My first job was as a writer at Y Niger. So I wrote articles. I wrote all sorts of articles, to be honest. Political, entertainment, whatever it was. And then I got this job because I was fresh out of my master's from the UK. And to be honest, I loved my job at Y Niger. It didn't pay much, but I worked with the best people. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't care about the money at the time. That would never be me again. But yeah, I got a job with a sixth form college in the UK. So you know those ones where you do like the bridge between
like A-level.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's called King's College, London.
Okay.
The representative came all the way from England to interview me here in Lagos. Tiny me. My interview was on the poolside or at the poolside of a hotel and suites. Yeah, because I got a recommendation. So they took me very seriously. Okay. And I got that job. And it was going to pay me 3 times what I was earning at Y Niger. And it made sense. And I told my boss at the time, Chude Jidowo, I love him for life. Because I don't think any boss would do that for you. He said to me, okay, it's okay. Like, you can take it. Because I wasn't sure. Because, like I said, I loved my co-workers. It was a creative environment. I had creative freedom. I could just do anything as a writer, right? And, like, I was learning so much. I was growing so much. And I will forever be grateful for starting off from there. That was my first job after my master's. So he was like, I wasn't sure. So I expressed that to him. which you won't get everywhere. I told him, oh, I got this job. I don't know if I want to take it. So I was like, oh, take it. But you still have your job here. I'm like, okay, that's new. So I took it. And of course, my dad was the most excited. Like, oh. And not only were they going to pay me 3 times my salary, I had commission in pounds, British pounds. And it was like the job that would set me up financially for life. It would have been my second job, right? So I had an office. I had to like share office with someone somewhere in Maryland, Lagos. And I went there for 2 weeks. Every time I sat there, I was like, God, I'm going to literally unalive myself. Because what am I doing here?
Why?
I didn't even understand what I needed to do. So my job was to like recruit students. So it involved traveling. I would go to like colleges, secondary schools in Nigeria. Not just in Nigeria, Ghana, Tanzania. Meanwhile, at the time, I had only ever been to the UK. So it was an opportunity for me to travel across Africa.
So what part was it? Was
I had not even traveled at all. It wasn't the stress. It was just, I'm the only staff here.
Oh, you were the only
staff?
Yes,
in Nigeria. So all the other people worked in the UK. So we were just communicating.
So they were hiring people from Nigeria. Oh, they were trying to recruit people from Nigeria to travel abroad.
Exactly. To travel abroad to take their A-levels. So the idea was I would go to these schools' graduation ceremonies, convince parents, rich like parents. Exactly.
Like high-level sales.
It was something I knew I could do.
Right.
But just because I didn't have my people.
Yeah.
Because in Nigeria, I had my people. And that's the thing about being a creative. You need to be surrounded by your tribe. Right?
I think we spoke about that. Yeah.
Exactly. You need to be surrounded by your tribe. People who understand you, people who speak your language. So I sat in that office for 2 weeks and I was miserable.
What?
So I called them and I said, I'm not doing this.
Oh.
So I quit.
Wow.
And I went back to my...
So your why Nigeria?
Should I tell you the amount they were paying me? Let's not talk about it.
Okay, that's super
unhinged. My father
was
livid.
That was super unhinged.
Yes.
Yeah, they would.
He was livid. He was like, what? And to be fair, this one, it was Maryland. It was even closer to home. It was closer to home. I had the entire office to myself. So I went back to my job that was paying, I don't know the math, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then I went back to my people and I don't regret it one bit. Okay. I don't know what my career path would have been if I stuck to that job because I would have traveled for sure. I would have met people, but maybe I will not be here today.
Oh, okay. That's quite a story.
Yeah, that was one big silly decision I made, but
do you actually
I stand
regret
by
it?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't, yeah.
That's good.
I don't regret it.
You don't? Do you actually even regret things? Do you believe in like regrets?
So does it solve the problem? It's an emotion that I consider useless.
Okay.
Yeah, like, okay, so now that you're like inundated with that emotion, what are you going to do with it?
Like dating someone, you're like, what the hell was I doing with this person?
Exactly. So you're going to beat yourself up and then what?
Well, fair.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just something for people to like hold on to, you know, something for them to like, you know, that feeling like...
I mean, it's okay to feel the feeling, but like...
To not dwell.
Exactly. Don't let it linger.
Right. Okay, fair enough. Okay, moving on. So, one of your projects now, talking about your work, is the book of Calgary, right? And I guess this is one of your projects that are still in limbo. I'm hoping that you're going to see this one through. So, I mean, you have the community, right, to leverage. So it's up to you. Remember our conversation.
Yes.
But I think it's such a good idea to document and storytelling, visual storytelling. You're passionate about book reading, about books, about communication and everything around it. So what do you think, why you, first of all, what birthed this idea to document Calgary in this sense? And where is the project? What phase are you in the project right now?
Beginner phase.
Okay.
Yes, like this is just the beginning. But I've not done anything major.
Yeah.
I've had conversations for over a year, and it has just been conversations. But I'm not mad at it, right? Because I know it's gonna happen. But how did I get here? I'm going to go back to during my master's. So I studied multimedia journalism at the University of Sussex. And for my final project, it was two things. Either you do a dissertation or a multimedia project. So I'm like, I'm not writing a dissertation. I'm just not doing that. It was 15,000 words. But if I did a multimedia project, I'll write only 6,000 words to support it. I'm like, I'm going to do a multimedia project. Also, that's more exciting, right?
Exactly. I wish I had that choice.
Yeah, so I carried the camera around Brighton, just shooting, filming. I didn't even really know how to use that Canon that they used to borrow us from Faculty of Arts that time. But like, I carried it around. I did all the work. But one of the courses that I did during my master's is photography. I remember the classes used to be like at 4 p.m. on Friday. So I was like, do I really want to go to this class? Why did I pick this class? Right? But the exciting thing about that particular class, or I don't know what they call it now, all the things that you take to make up for the module. Yes, the exciting thing about it was they gave us a project. So I like projects, as is already obvious. And it was a photography project, pick a subject, and all of that. And I feel like as someone who is new in a different place, in a different country, city, whatever, I'm always intrigued by the things that I see, which is why the Book of Calgary is what it is. At the time, I came from Lagos. It was my first time out of the country. And here I was in Brighton, United Kingdom. And you know how in Lagos, you have fence. Your house has window. You have curtains, like heavy ones, burglary. You have everything. And then you have fence and gates. And then on top of your fence, you still have barbed wire. First time out of the country, I'm walking on the streets and I can see people's living room. Why am I seeing what you're watching on your TV?
Yeah.
You're not even afraid.
I saw that. I was like...
That was new for me.
So
I made that my project.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that was my photography project. I still have the body of work.
Document people that have their windows open.
Exactly.
What? That's cool.
So I called it Through My Foreign Eyes.
Oh man, that's so cool. Where is it?
It's in my mother's
house. You published
this? I published it on a... What's this platform?
Medium?
Wix.
On a website?
Yes, but it expired because I didn't pay for it. But I have the physical images. I blew them up.
Oh, nice.
And I have them in my mom's house in Lagos. Yeah, so I called it Through My Foreign Eyes. I had the entire narrative, like being an immigrant, being a foreigner, a foreign student, coming into the city, seeing, why am I seeing your television? Because in Lagos, once somebody is seeing your television from outside, they are planning to carry it.
For life.
Do you understand? So it was new for me.
That's actually interesting.
And I think the other part of it that I found very interesting was people were actually quite receptive when I knocked on their doors to say, I find this interesting, so I'm going to take photos of you in your apartment from outside.
When did you do this? When was this?
This was 2015.
Okay. Yes. Have you seen it happen in Canada too? It's actually here as well.
I've seen it. But because I've experienced it before, it's no longer new for me.
For you, okay.
Yeah, so I knocked on doors. Some people chased me away, which was fine. Others were like, oh my God, there was this couple and they were like senior citizens. They were happy to pose. So I had to learn the settings of my camera to make sure there's not too much light inside, and the lighting outside also like balance the one inside, the right angle, the right lens to use.
Wow.
And I took these pictures, and all I needed for my entire project was 6 images. So I took like this entire body of photos, and then I picked the best ones.
That was what you did as your project?
As not my final project, but for my photography. Yes, my final project was like building a website, telling stories. That one was about food in Brighton, actually. So I went to restaurants and I just explored the food culture.
Quite, exciting food landscape today, I think.
Yes.
Have some seafood, right?
Fish and chips. Fish and chips, yes. So that really featured. There was international food as well. So I did like explored the food culture in Brighton for my final project. But that photography one was, I think that one was like more personal. And yeah, so that's like the drive when I go somewhere new. So coming into Calgary, I'm like, okay, this is a different type of abroad. It's not like the UK is a lot different from England, right? Like even like the roads, the cars, everything. So I'm like, I'm intrigued by these things. The people who live here, who have lived here for years, they're already used to the things around them. I have come again with my foreign eyes, and I'm going to tell stories from that perspective.
Right.
And see, no matter where you're coming from, your story is important. Your POV is always unique.
Yeah.
So, and I believe in that. So I'm like, I don't care if anybody has documented some of these things before. They're not going to tell it the way I am going to tell it, the way the people I'm collaborating with will tell it. So that's like how the Book of Calgary came to be.
So, going to talking about collaboration and community now. So when we were speaking earlier, you mentioned, just during this conversation, you also mentioned that finding your people, right? And how important that is to every creative. Personally, I think that every creative needs to have their community, have their people. But what does that mean to you? And regarding the work that you do, how important is it to have a community for you?
I think it's like principle. It's deeply important because you can have all of these ideas, you can have all these skills and capabilities, but you cannot really like properly launch out alone. I know there are independent creators. I know a lot of content creators work independently, but like there's only a limit to what they're able to push out, right? So I feel like once you have people around you who understand you, like I said earlier, who speak your language, they can help you build your vision. So, for example, when I came up with the idea for for a book of Calgary, I reached out to my friend who is a photographer, who's a creator. I reached out to my other friend who is a marketer, and I just shared it with them. And oh my God, by the time we're done with the conversations, it felt like they blew it up. So it's like I had this idea and I had a vision and it was like this. And then by the time I spoke to them, I saw like all the multiple ways it could go.
Yeah.
Right?
That happens.
And I even had to go back. I started to question myself actually. Do I really want to do this? Because it just became this very huge thing because they saw things that I didn't see. Because everybody has their unique perspective, their experience, all the things that they've gained over the years. And then they bring all of this to you. And then you're just like, oh my God, the possibilities are endless. So I believe so much. And when some people say, oh, you want to share your idea with someone because you don't want them to steal it. I don't believe in that. Like, be open because you never know what you gain from the people around you. Also, like another thing that is important with collaboration and community is don't be a user, right? When people pour into you, make sure you pour back into them, right? So all of us were working together to grow together, and
So my question now to you, which is taking us back a bit, is considering you have this community now, so what has been holding you back from launching these things, some of these projects that you've been doing halfway?
It's life actually.
Okay.
Yes, we're adults. A lot of things come up. So you've made plans, but then you probably need to travel. This recording should have happened way earlier, right? I had to go to Nigeria. I couldn't have the conversation with you, A lot of things just come in. And like I said, I feel like I'm so involved in many things that I need to like sometimes step back and pick the most important things. Because even outside of my 9 to 5, my weeknights, I am having meetings and none of those meetings are related to my 9 to 5. Like one project or another. The other day was a ghostwriting thing that I'm working on. Always things coming up. So I feel like all of those things have gotten in the way. And they've gotten in the way so far because I've also like been going at it on my own. But I brought more people in. I've shared the idea with more people who are optimistic, who are about it, who are like, they have this drive. And I see that we're going to make progress. Yeah, so.
Okay, I'll let you off the hook on that one.
Don't worry, we're coming.
I'll be following up.
Yes, please. Thank you. I'll appreciate that.
We have evidence
Yes.
of you committing.
Exactly. Accountability is important.
That's another one.
Yes.
People say get an accountability partner.
Yes, I believe in it so much.
You practice that?
Yes, I believe in it so much. So because I share a lot, the people around me naturally just call me out.
Okay, wait, let me reframe this. Accountability, in a way, is, not even in a way. Accountability is very important, right? And an accountability partner is very important as well, especially for someone that tends to take on projects, right? More importantly, for someone like that. But even more importantly is an accountability with repercussions. So, like, if you have an escrow account or something that you put money in, say you commit to doing something this year, by the end of this year, if you complete it, money gets paid back to you. But if you do not do it, then you lose it.
The money.
So there's a price.
So
it's that price and reward system that actually gets people to have, like, your focus becomes very lesser, and excuses take a backseat at that point, because there will always be excuses.
I don't have that yet. There are no repercussions for when I mess up. So yesterday, I think it was after we spoke, my friend called me and was like, Tolu, do you remember you said you want to start a food truck?
You did?
I'm like, do I have problem?
I mean, you're going to open that police station at some point.
And this was last year.
At this point.
I was like, Calgary needs a food truck. Let's do it.
Of course. We need a food truck.
Let's do it. We need street food.
Yeah.
I don't want to be going to any restaurants to buy food. I just want to go somewhere and buy dundun and akara and suya.
Man, make it happen. Night truck.
Night truck, not daytime. You get me?
Yeah.
And my friend was like, I'm craving jollof rice now.
If you had when the night is dawning, like suya guy.
Exactly. And then we have newspapers, and the suya is wrapped in the newspapers.
But
the suya is wrapped in the newspapers. There's fried yam. There's akara. There's indomie on the spot. I thought about all of these things. And my friend was like, oh, I'm craving jollof rice. If you started this food truck now, I would have placed an order. I'm like, please. I don't know what I was thinking.
You know what's interesting? That this thing you're saying, I used to be you. I used to be someone, I still dream a lot. In fact, places where I work, some of the people I work with, they call me the visionary, like the dreamer guy. That's what they actually call me. I'm very delusional. Because
I love it.
But where the shift for me happened when I now started realizing that this is me. This is my own personal story. I'm just saying it just to give you a bit of relatability. You see, the shift happened for me when I realized that I found it hard to say something that I really do. Like, who am I at the core of it? Like, what do you do? Not like I don't do other things, but who am I at the core of everything? Like, how do I define myself in a sense? So I now realized that storytelling is the core of everything I do. Whether it's visual or whether it's, conversational like this, it's still storytelling. So I now started to latch on to the one platform that helps me to do all those other creative things. And that's this. Because I get to be a creative to brainstorm ideas to make this better. So it's like a concentrated effort on one thing rather than doing several other things.
Right.
So you can focus. You know how you have lesser focus on something. So all your energy is on that one thing, and then you can do. So now I have different outlets for this platform.
Yeah.
Which is one of them is what we're gonna do here, the Creative Differences game show, right? Okay. So there's a game show concept that's come out of this platform. Right, and there's so many other things that have come out of this platform. There's we have a number of outlets. I started writing also from here. I used to write before. I started writing from here. So my point is that for creatives like us who tend to hop, who tend to have endless ideas, it's always a good thing at some point to just say, okay, what's the one thing that maybe defines me? What's that one platform or channel? Whether is this story like is it vocal? Is it something I have to be speaking on, or is it something I have to be writing on? Is this something that I have to be documenting, like walking around and journaling or whatever? That I can now do so much that it now becomes a known brand. I can now start to build other channels from it, not on top of it.
Yeah.
Like from that kind of spiral off kind of thing.
So it just begins to have wings.
Yes, it starts to take shape by itself.
Exactly, yes.
That's my approach. And
look at me coming to this podcast to learn.
Well,
I've come here as my authentic self.
Yeah.
But I'm also like grateful for the perspective that you've shared, because that's something that I can definitely like work on and just build on, because like everything that I've said here and there, all over the place, getting my hands dirty, doing so many things, but I need to like laser focus on one thing and then make that thing into like the mother of all the other things.
And I think I know one thing that you're doing that you can actually do.
What's it?
I think it's still tied to your project. So whether it's you have a potential platform in like documentary kind of thing. I think you like storytelling from a documentary perspective. You mentioned photography. You now mentioned Book of Calgary. There's a common theme there.
Yes.
Photos and writing. So maybe looking that way and maybe build it into something that can now start to, take shape. But anyway, in
we
defense
need to
of
take
that,
this conversation out of that particular part of it out of here.
I do strategy. On top of that, in defense of this, right? There's also, I feel like there should be a career or a job where your job is just to think for people and get paid for it. I'm looking for that job, like, because my head runs races, and I'm like, how can I monetize these ideas? Because I have ideas.
I'm perfectly able to do that. I'm perfectly able to like think for people. Yes. I always come up with stuff. I told you, I'm like, I have a DJ controller in my house. How can we do a jam session where people pay and we're just vibing to like 90s music? Because like at the core of all of these things that I'm talking about, I still want to make money.
So my question now is that what's your goal for that? Are your hunger, is it from I think this can bring me money, or I really think this is a cool idea, I want to bring people together?
To be honest, it's the latter. Yes.
You want to bring people together?
I just want to bring people together. I just want to tell stories. I just want to build community. I've thought about bringing creative together into a room, having conversations, and I'm like, as what? Like, who sent me? You get? I've thought about, I love to read. Do I start a book club?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's unnecessary. I just love to read. Like, why do I need to start another book club?
I feel like the difference between that mindset that you have or that you had in those moments and the mindset that the future you will have is getting people that will validate, and not just validate, but they will see your vision and connect to it. And they will be running that race for you, right? Like your work will become not thinking like, does this make sense? To be like, how do we make this better? Like, how do we execute this? Because you find out like thinking is energetic, like thinking takes energy, like thinking a lot takes energy. So if you're putting more energy into thinking about the idea of doing it rather than the idea of shipping it, then you'll be exhausted. You won't even be able to ship it because you're already exhausted from like, this is not even realistic. Like, who's going to come? That kind of thing. But yeah, that ship needs to happen at some point.
And it needs to happen fast.
Yeah.
Because why am I here thinking about an AA meeting for creatives, lazy creatives? We just come sit around.
I think I heard something like that.
And we're like, yes, I'm Tolu.
Like a support group.
Yes, like I'm Tolu and just a procrastinator.
I'm a struggling creative. The Hungry Creative platform has evolved into several things. We have a newsletter. We have a spotlight series, which is like an editorial series for creatives who are doing amazing work. And still from the Hungry Creative theme has now birthed the idea of a game show for creatives. I remember calling one of my colleagues, and immediately I told her, she was like, yeah, bring it on.
Let's do it.
Yeah, she's the curator of the event now. Anyway, long story short, we're having the first one April 21st, and it would be nice to have you there. I hope
I
you
look
come in.
forward.
What is the visual presentation used to sell an idea to a client's call?
Visual.
Yes, a visual presentation used to sell an idea.
PowerPoint.
Excuse me? Please take that. Don't put that. I will not accept that. A PowerPoint? What if it wasn't done with PowerPoint? What if you use Canva or something else?
Visual.
Yeah.
Are you talking about like a tool?
Okay, you don't know it. It's called a pitch deck.
Oh, I wanted to say pitch.
Well, you wanted to say it, but you didn't say it. Too bad.
Don't put that there. Oh, that's
there.
bad.
It's very there. In fact, it's very heavy there.
That's very bad. Jesus.
One out of creative also. You have one more. Do you want to still go creative also, or you want to pivot?
No, let's do
You want to go to something?
copywriting.
You're traumatized.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, too early for this. You still have 7 to go. Copywriting, okay. Copywriting and PR, okay. I'll give you an easy one, just to warm you up.
Okay.
What's the 3-letter acronym for call to action? That's not even a question.
No,
Please, no, that's not even a question. I'm knocking that one out. In PR, what is the term for a hold placed on news until a specific date?
Oh my God, I know that.
Well,
but it's not coming to me right now.
It better comes.
Hold placed on news until a specific date. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I haven't done PR in like 4 years.
Well, good time to warm up.
This is not working.
Make it work.
Hold. Is it embargo?
Ooh, last minute.
I knew that.
Last
Don't worry,
minute.
it takes a while for me to, boost.
Yeah, maybe you need some sugar or something to boost. Oh, that was a good catch. I thought you were losing that one.
No.
Okay, good.
Okay, let's do this.
The
Let's
comeback
do this.
is on.
I got city, I got embargo.
No, city doesn't count. But I mean, that question is illegal. Like I already said,
Please, but I knew it.
I'm knocking that. Like no, that's not happening. Okay, so you still have copywriting. You have one more, and you have social media.
Let's do social media.
Okay, let's go to the fun part. What's the term? This one should be easy. Should be easy. It should be very easy. What's the term for when a platform hides your content without notifying you?
Shadow ban.
Yay!
Clock it.
Okay. I need to give you one solid one.
Give me.
Is this social media still? Where do you want to go?
What's the first one?
There's copywriting. There's creative also, and there's screenwriting.
Let's try screenwriting.
Yeah, I think you should try screenwriting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God.
What's the standard industry fonts for all screenplays?
No. I know it. I just don't remember what it's called.
I know you know it. I believe in
It's
you.
not Times New Roman. It's the one that looks like a typewriter. What's it called now? I've used it before.
I know.
It's my favorite.
I bet.
You know, no typewriter. Gothic, Victorian century, something.
Victoria called Beckham. It's called Courier.
Yeah. That wasn't what I had in mind.
It wasn't coming. That wasn't it.
But I know it.
Well, no.
I actually really like it. I've written a script before for a short film.
Yeah. That's why we asked the question.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Yeah.
All right. One more category.
Let's do social media again.
Social media. You're going back to familiar.
I feel like that
territories. I'm not even keeping count of
I feel
your
like
score.
that's my thing.
I think you're on 2 or 3 now.
I've gotten everything right.
You didn't get this career. What do you mean you've gotten everything right? You missed it. Maybe we should have the sound here. Ta-dam! I'm a board. Consider that for the next episode. Social media. One more to go. What metric represents the number of unique people who saw a post? Yeah.
Number of unique people who saw a post. It's views. Reach.
You had the choice. You picked the wrong one, and then you're saying reach now. You're just.
But reach is correct.
Reach is correct, but you said views.
Sorry. Because you said so.
Producer, should we give her?
And because we're in Canada, Drake, views,
Oh God. How did we get there? Okay. You manipulated your way
Rich.
through.
That's what it is.
Mago,
I
mago.
know these things.
I know. I bet you do. Okay,
Yeah.
we're done with social media. Any
Okay,
other
let's go back to creative hustle.
creative also? Okay.
God, please. Don't be
Um,
put to shame. Oh. Don't let my enemies laugh over me.
your reputation is on the line,
I know.
right? You see, maybe you're really who you are, who you say you are right now. What's the term for a fixed monthly fee paid for ongoing creative services?
Retainers.
These questions are too easy, man. You should go to the technical. Like, photography, please. I'm going to ask you photography. You said you
Okay,
valued the
ask
camera.
me photography.
Yeah,
oh.
I'm choosing now. Any question
Producer,
now
save me.
is me that will choose it. So 2 more questions. I think we've asked like 7 or 8 now. So photography. You said you valued the camera. You were shooting in Brighton, right? Right. Okay.
Did you forget the part where I said this was 2015? 11 years
At least
ago?
you've done it. That's what
Okay.
matters.
Okay.
What is the golden hour?
Sunset. No. Golden hour as in how? What's the context?
Yes, golden hour. You said sunset, but it's not exactly sunset. It's before sunset.
Potato.
Scammer.
Yeah,
Producer, do you agree with that one?
it's literally the same thing. I had
You
to
see-
bring out my British accent for that.
No, I'm not going to ask that.
Ask another one.
you've
I could
made-
go
you-
all night.
Okay. What is the catch light?
Never heard that before.
Okay. No, don't catch you now.
I'm gonna admit that that's not a familiar concept.
Okay, the catch light is a reflection of a light source in the subject's eyes. Just like
I knew that.
you said you've not heard it before and you said you knew that.
It was there somewhere.
Yeah, scammer.
It was there somewhere, but I'm like, let me not jump.
When do you give up? Never.
Never. Never.
Okay. We've come to the end of the game show. Yeah, that's basically a snippet of how the game show goes. More energy,
Mhm.
more excitement.
Mhm. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Now that I've experienced
Yeah.
it, I'm gonna be there.
Tolu, it's been really nice having this chat. And I think I really enjoyed it. It was a really, really good conversation that we had. Typically, we ask our guests these questions that wrap up the episode.
Mhm.
So number 1 is, what does being a hungry creative mean to you?
I believe being a hungry creative means I never stop digging. There's always something. There's always something to create. And I'm in constant pursuit of that thing. So, yeah.
That's the
Stay
shortest-
hungry.
That's the shortest answer for that question.
Even when we eat, we're hungry again.
Angu, put it down.
Clock.
Put it down or pen it down.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it into a song. Even when you're hungry. Even when you eat.
Even when you eat, you're hungry.
You're still
again.
hungry.
You stay hungry.
Stay hungry. Even when you eat.
Yes.
Wow. Should we make that a slogan?
No. It's not gonna land.
It's not going to land.
No.
It's still stay hungry.
Mm.
Yeah, no. It's not
It's
working.
giving gluttony.
Yeah. Yeah. Your words, not mine, though. Okay. The last one is, what are you doing? So this is about self-improvement, because I feel like at the end of the day, we are all on a journey to improve ourselves.
Mhm.
We're on a journey to, get better at work or whatever, our craft, or just as human beings, right? Self-improvement.
Telling myself the truth.
Mm.
So I sit down, I do a lot of soul searching. I ask myself important questions and I answer them. Also, I look at the people around me. I draw inspiration from people, never to be jealous or envious of anybody's progress. And yeah, I take lessons from here and there. I appreciate other creatives. I see like all the places, all the holes that I have, all the gaps that I can bridge, and then I take lessons from here and there. I do that internal conversation as well, where I'm telling myself the things that I need to know, and I'm being very honest with myself. And I continue to do that. It's a continuous process, right? Because I cannot just say, oh, I have arrived, or because I have an idea, You know, like, so what have you done with the idea? And we also always need to remember that we say we're creatives, we're so excited to talk about it, but we are because God is. God is the actual creative. Look at the world that he made, right? So, like, if God has placed something in you, you have to make it happen, right? And you limit yourself when you think that you cannot make it happen. You limit God's ability in you as well, because if God has placed it in you, then he knows that you're able to bring it about. So I continue to remind myself of these things, and I continue to ask God and the Holy Spirit for help, and I get better that way.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for coming.
Hi, my name is Tolu, and you've been listening to the Hungry Creative Podcast.